Alright, so this is just a quick overview of not focusing necessarily on creating a project, because there are going to be many projects you create, but how to, more importantly, how to share that project out. So I'm just going to quickly show you how to create something just to get it going and demonstrate some things about the interface for Scratch. So when you click Create, let me go back to this. Go back to here. So we're in your class here. If you click Create, when you click Create, it will by default open up the Scratch interface. Now, the first time you go to create something, it'll call it by default Untitled 1. This is my second project now because I just screwed up the first one. So you do want to change this title. You should change it to something that you'll remember. So like, for example, if you just want to call this Basic Moves or something, you don't have to call it that. I'm just saying that you're going to have a different title. So you should give it some kind of title that is reflective of what it is. You also should put your name in the file name, or in the title name. So I'm going to call this Basic Moves and then your name. So actually I'm going to go ahead and put spaces, get rid of the spaces here, because spaces are usually bad in computer stuff. So we're going to get rid of spaces. I'm going to use underscores there. It's actually, I'm going to even get rid of the underscores, and I'm going to use what's called camel case. And I'll explain that to you in class. So what we're going to do here, this is the stage. These are parts of the interface. You'll have a quiz on that. This is the stage. This is the scripts palette right here. These are the actual commands that we're working with. Notice that there are tabs here, and we'll be doing some stuff with tabs. There are many different types of script areas. We have motion, looks, sound, events, controllers, many different. We're just going to, pardon the expression, scratch the surface of these. So let's say we bring in the move command to our staging area. This is the stage, but this is our commands area. So we're going to bring our first command in. And if I just double click this, you'll see this orange cat. This is referred to as a sprite. He's going to move. Every time I double click it, he's going to move left to right 10 steps. I can also turn him. If I bring in just this one command, I don't connect these, but if I double click it, he will turn 15 degrees. Now I can bring him back to the original location if I want. There's several ways to do that. But I could just, essentially I can get rid of these commands. I can drag them over to the left. But I could bring him back to the original location, and I could simply bring go to 0, 0, and I can double click that, because 0, 0 is dead center of the stage. Notice that he's now turned slightly the wrong way. I could bring him back if I wanted, and bring him back a couple degrees and put him back where he was. So typically your programs will usually start with the green flag clicked command, although there are other commands that you can simultaneously run, and we'll get into that. But you can bring in commands and you can connect them underneath. So see how these blocks snap together. You can also bring in things like control and other events. I'm looking for one with a wait command. But you can bring in many other commands if you want. I can't. There's the wait. Well, that's not really what I want. There is wait 1 second. Alright, so I'm going to set this to wait just a second before the cat turns. So he's going to move, and I can click in here and I can change the values of these if I want. And I'm just going to change this to 180 degrees. So now when the green flag is clicked, he will do this. Notice this is the green flag. I click this, and he waits 1 second and does that. So if I click the green flag again, he'll move back. Regardless, when you're done your project, you can go ahead and save now, or you can make a copy. But if you just click Save Now, it'll save it to your workspace, your actual projects area. But if you're ready to submit a project for Google Classroom or to the class in Foundations Computer Science, you can click the Share tab, What'll happen is it'll take you back to your projects area, and you'll see, if you see this orange bar, it says this project is not shared. Even though I clicked share, it basically all it did is it took me to this projects area, but it really hasn't shared it yet. So you want to make sure that you get a green background here. That is really important. And you click share, and now it will share that out. But the problem is we need to know the actual URL path to this. Well, this is our path. This is what you actually will submit to Google Classroom. You need to make sure, this is vitally important, it must be green here, and this is what you will submit when you turn in your Scratch projects using the online version of Scratch. So we'll be using this avenue to submit projects throughout the whole time we're using Scratch, assuming it works okay. And there's a lot more we're going to be doing throughout the next couple weeks as we use Scratch.